All right, guys, let's get airborne. Final free full throttle session. This is our normal analyze your trade and debrief on Thursday. Last day in January, man. January seemed like it had 98 days in it, and now it's finally ending here. So we're going to wrap up our free full throttle. So I think as of coming on the air right now, we have about 17 or 16 slots available. Opened up 50 yesterday. All you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/getft. That's pretty easy to remember. Let me just show you where that page is right there. And folks, all you have to do is click on this image to get the monthly memberships right here. I think about, again, usually around 70-80% of the new memberships are full throttle max annuals, or at least the monthly ones. That's the best deal, folks. You get access to all of our live trade briefs Monday through Thursday, the text alerts, and the email alerts as well. If this is your first session or you kind of missed the previous sessions, don't worry about it. They're all on the replay page here, and that's pretty easy to remember. It is go.topgunoptions.com/FT full throttle replay. So let me put that in the chat box right there. Whoever just asked, yes, obviously that answers your question. This is recorded, and it will be on this page as well. And I have a couple coaching sessions right after this brief, so I'll try and get the replay posted as soon as possible, but I got to jump in my motor vehicle and head up to God's waiting room in Boca Raton right after this brief. So Asa, we might have to do a phone call, but I'll shoot you an email. Okay, like I said, 17 slots. Once we fill up, we're done. We're going to be no more free slots probably for a couple months or so. We usually do full throttle every 2-3 months, depending on when we have room, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, any questions, concerns? Oh, by the way, again, I don't want to spend too much time of our brief here. I want to get moving. We have a lot of trades to look at and debrief the week. Anything standing out? Any questions about the new memberships? Yep. There was a lot of folks buying over NOT. Hey, Danny. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't, quote, save slots. The next 16, 17 people, they get them. So it's not fair for other folks. So I'd love to save you a slot. If that means you get it in the next 16, 17 people, perfect. Take a look at our acronym that I briefed you on Tuesday, FIROC. What happened yesterday? The Fed said, we quit. We're done. We've capitulated to politicians, Donald Trump. We've capitulated to a market having a temper tantrum. We're done. I started about a minute late. Why? Because the president just went on a great rant about what's the other I in FIROC, not the impeachment one, Iran. Did you just hear his rant on Iran? Might be time to get long Raytheon because the dude ain't gonna, he's touting his success with making peace with North Korea and saying we're going to come after Iran. So the R in FIROC was recession. O is oil, and what's the C? China. The president actually this afternoon is supposed to be meeting with the vice premier or whatever his name is, vice whatever, the dudes that are in town to negotiate. And I think we're heading over to China on March 1st or something like that. So does it feel like we're getting close to having a trade deal? I don't know. You guys see what I see and really don't have any inside scoop. It just, to me, it continues to feel like the gang that can't shoot straight. One day somebody's saying the next thing, next day somebody's saying the exact opposite. So I hope that's part of a coordinated strategy, the good cop, bad cop, but I just don't think that's the case. Okay, so we're more or less going to be done here. We did our welcome aboard. We did our primary live trade brief. We did AR, accelerated retirement, and then we're getting ready to analyze your trade and debrief. So there you go. Had a good. We learned about a trade this week, a trade that should make money, but also serves as a portfolio hedge. Okay, so this is a great tactic if you think the market is over at ski tips here. That you throw on what we call a hedge. This is let's bring up the S&P 500 real quick, and then we'll do our brief. Way, very far, very fast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 day away from what? What are we 1 day away from? What are we 1 day away from? February, folks. February is the most volatile month in the stock market in the year. Anybody remember what happened last January? Last January, we saw a rip your face off rally. And what happened last February? Holy shnikes. Now, there was a lot of short volatility folks getting their rear ends handed to them. I get it, but just rip your face off rally January. What's the bullish catalyst going forward? Sounds like the Fed's done. I mean, if anything, the Fed can only shock your face off. Yeah, we got a Brexit coming. Might get a trade deal done soon, guys. If remember, I said if we get a trade deal done, or when we get a trade deal done, even if it's bad, the president's going to declare victory and make it look like we won. So, very, very, and I told you yesterday what. There's the 50-day moving average. There's the 200-day moving average. The markets don't spend time in between here. These I call them magnets. They either get pulled up to it and hang around it, or rip up or down to the next moving average. So this is, I said earlier in the week, if we can end this week above the 50-day moving average, what did I say? It would be a bullish signal. I'm getting ready there, man, to say the B word, and it ain't bearish. At this point, you have to smoke the hopium, and I'm going to talk about what that is. But remember, if the market ain't doing what you think it should be doing, you're wrong, not the market. The market is always right. So right now, the market's heading higher. And for those of us that have been bearish, well, actually, most of us have said volatile, right? At the beginning of the week, we voted, and about 60, 70% said, hey, the market's going to be volatile. I think they're going to be volatile. I think we're going to give some of this rally back, at least test that 50-day moving average. It just makes sense. Let me look at some. Mr. Buckley, do you use the strategy? It's a tactic, not a strategy, of selling naked puts against stocks that you want to own for the long term. Greg, I don't sell naked anything. What you're talking about is a cash secured put, and I'm going to teach you that in full throttle trading. So yeah, we don't do that often. I'd rather deploy that capital somewhere else. It is a nice income generating tactic, and it is, you can go see a webinar over at Brand X that says how to buy stocks you want at a discount. Well, remember, stocks go down for a reason, and you might be really, really getting a discount. So, Greg, if you're talking about cash secured puts, we talk about that, but we don't necessarily, that isn't a big staple of our arsenal. Here we go. How about the EWZ today, man? We are having an absolute blast trading EWZ. This has got to be in your portfolio. This is one of our Jan 21 longs. Bolsonaro, the Trump of the tropics, is having an absolute blast. Let's pull up EWZ. This is the iShares Brazil ETF. Look at this. Right around the runoff, right here. Where was it? Right there. I said, hey man, we've been trading EWZ, World Cup, Olympics, through the JBS food scandal, which I know a lot of the players in that. The ETF itself is up 42%. And we're going to cover a bull put spread that's currently up $2,000 since last Thursday. We're going to close that one out. But take a look at the nice short-term pop out of EWZ. So Brazil used to be one of what I call Captain Kirk trades. Like, hey, let's boldly go where nobody's going right now. And now everybody's going here. So we beat it. This was my emerging market trade. Been to Brazil a bunch of times. Know a lot of Brazilians here in South Florida. A couple guys down in a fund in Miami that trade the Bovespa. So look at this. What a great week for the EWZ. He had a great week last week in Davos. Trump didn't make it, so he ended up kind of filling in for Trump, so to speak, up 7.5% just in a week. So we're going to take a look at our bull put spread here in a couple minutes and most likely close that out for a nice, 80? We're looking at a 85% profit, 86% profit in a week. That's $1,900. So there's essentially, that's a full throttle defensive position, annual membership with one Brazil trade from last week. But Brazil reclaims status as an emerging market darling among what? Investors amid new leadership. Bolsonaro, man. The Brazilian stocks are off to a hot start this year with the country's benchmark index rising more than 8%. in 2019. That's a massive move in 1 month right out of the gate. I think, and I'm kind of paraphrasing my buddies that trade the Bovespa, that their market's going to act like Trump's did for a year to a year and a half. And then it might come down and, come back to reality. But remember the rip your face off rally I predicted. I predicted Trump would not only win, but the market would rally. All the other smart money said Hillary wins, and if Trump wins, we all die. The economy and the stock market implodes. Yeah. The jump in Brazilian shares come as investors cheer, you ready for this word? The possibility of key reforms being passed by the new president, including changes to the pension system and giving him a frickin' Second Amendment. He's already said our soldiers and police, when they walk around the favelas, if you have a gun, we're going to kill you. No questions asked. The only people that should be walking around with a gun is a cop or a soldier. And because these gangs run these favelas. Literally, there used to be places, or there still are places in Brazil where the cops and the army don't go. He's sending them in there, and he's going to start shooting people that have guns. So really, really interesting. Bolsonaro is hitting all the right notes. The market has been wanting to hear for years. That's why I think the market reaction has been so positive. If he really delivers on what he promised, I think it could turn out to be a major supply side story in the EM world, emerging market world. Folks, everything I just read to you heard about 7 months ago from moi. Great trades. And like I said, our EWZ bull put spread from last Thursday, there it is right there, the 42.5, 42. Let's close that right now. Let me just show you this. I hate going real strategic to tactical real quick, but I think the spread is currently at 2 cents. So let's get out of this. Okay, it's up at 3 cents. So that's 19.20. I try and get out of it at 2 cents here, guys. So in 1 week, we made 85% on this. Oh yeah, and people couldn't go to the beach. Yep. It's Brazil. It's still bad in a lot of areas, but it's certainly not better. So let's get out of the 42. Let me show you what the metrics were in this trade. It was the 42.5, 42. This is out. So look at this, folks. This expires next Friday. But what did I tell you yesterday? I said, I'm going to teach you that we have what are called SOPs here at Top Gun Options. So right now, looking at $1,920 in gain. It's not a profit until you close it. In 1 week, that's an 86% return on the potential credit. Remember yesterday I said, come up with an SOP. My SOP says if I'm seeing a 70, 80, or 90% gain on the profit that the credit that I took in, I close the trade. Don't be the person who says, Wiz, there's $300 left in that trade to next Friday. Breaking news, Monday afternoon, Bolsonaro is being indicted for corruption and he's being impeached. Bovespa's down 15%. And you turn a $1,920 winning trade into a what's the max risk? Into a $5,800 loss. Don't do it. And who was Kirk, Doc, and I? One of my coaching guys. I said we talked about EWZ. I said no. It looks Iron Condor-ish right now. Let's not do it. I said the risk to EWZ is to the upside, so we don't want to put a cap on this. Right now, the EWZ is on a tear. And remember my wizism for when something's on a tear? When something's on a tear, either join it, bull put spread, whatever, or get out of the way and enjoy your long-term bullish position, our January 21 synthetic stock. Enjoy it making money. So really like that. We'll cover more about that when we get tactical here in a little bit. Big article in the journal today, man. This is a long read. I've been there. Phenomenal. That's Hong Kong. Parked right here with the USS Abraham Lincoln and the Kitty Hawk. And there's Kowloon on this side, and loved Hong Kong. It's funny walking around the subways. I look like Godzilla. People are like taking pictures with me and stuff like that. But China's slowdown is hitting growth around the globe. Asia, Europe, and U.S. struggled to adjust to giant sluggish demand and shifting export patterns. So China's slowing economy is really kind of a big speed break on the global economy, man. And ours is starting to slow down as well, as we'll talk about in a couple minutes here. But they've had years of rapid growth have made China a major trading partner in countries around the world. As they decelerate, it's going to hurt all the major trading partners that they became friends with. Really long article, not going to cover it too much in detail because I've covered all this stuff in detail. It's just good to see it in print. Again, I started a minute or two late. My apologies, but I was listening to the president's comments. You have to stop anything and everything when the president's talking off the cuff. The dude this is a very tactical market when it comes to Donald J. Trump. But the guy, in my opinion, he really feels he's got to get a deal done, man. They're going to impeach him anyway just because they don't like the dude. How about that Empire star up in Chicago? Hate crime, hate crime, hate crime. It's most likely a hoax. And it's disgusting what's going on in this country. But anyway, impeaching somebody just because you don't like them, I don't think that's what our founding fathers had in mind. And if that's the new standard we're going to take, game on. But I'm telling you, man, China looks at him as weak. Him meeting with the vice, whoever premier, I wouldn't have done that. Presidents meet with presidents, XOs meet with XOs, executive officers. But it makes him look a little desperate, in my opinion. We get a trade deal done. That's one of the biggest overhangs of this market. Remember, for the past year and a half, I remember being, I was in Aspen last year in spring break, man, when we started market implodes, on trade war fears, market rallies on trade war hopes. It was all over the place, right? So, guys, I don't know. I take the Democrats at their word, which I guess I shouldn't. But the who was it? The Muslim congresswoman from Detroit or whatever. Oh, I told my son. This is the way you talk to your son. We're going to impeach the MFer. This is her first day in office. So they might not impeach him, but it ain't going to be pretty. Maxine Waters has already said, and Adam Schiff, the head of the Intel committee, it's already a shit show, guys. It's bad. So, all right, we got to move. China, desperate for trade deal. Yeah, we started off with a bang here, guys, but this is it. This is why. Did everybody watch that press conference yesterday? They've given up. Fed chair's comments take rate hike out or off the cards. It should be off the table. Folks, you got to be kidding me that here the guy couldn't be more bullish on raising interest rates, man. I'm going to sock it to you. We went absolutely crazy. What did he do? Well, what I meant to say was I'm a dove and I like to fly around and spread happiness. Don't get me wrong. I want this, but that's not what he needs to be doing. Either raise interest rates a little bit or keep doing your QT. Not both, maybe at the same time. But this was he exactly, Brad. It is absolute proof that the Fed, the only data, when they say they're going to be data dependent, the only data that they're dependent on is this. When capitalism and financial markets broke in 2008, George Bush, love him or hate him, he's the type of guy you can have a beer in his car, good American. Not the sharpest tool in the shed. When Hank Paulson, Paulson, the former head of Goldman Sachs, your Treasury Secretary comes bursting into the Oval Office and says, "Dude, we have to prop up these companies to save the world." All right, dude, do whatever it is you do, Goldman Sachs, dude. So, ever since that time, the Fed's been done. Ben Bernanke, Janet Yellen, even this guy, this is uncharted territory. But listening to that guy's speech yesterday, forget it. Somebody even asked it. Did you see that? That reporter's like, do you believe that there's a Powell put in the market? They even asked the dude about it. So central banks shift on plans to pull back stimulus, man. Rally on. So, DRD Donica, that's what I'm saying, man. If that's the Fed now, it is game on. Again, let me say this. Trade the market you have, not the one you want. Not that I want a down market, but earnings were not that good, folks. The overall U.S. economy is slowing down. Did everybody see the GDP print the other day? 2.6 in the fourth quarter. What are they estimating for the first quarter? 1.8. U.S. pending home sales crashed the most in 5 years. The housing market is not doing well. We're having some wage growth and some productivity gains and stuff like that. So we are kind of in this porridge. The Fed chief has air cover, so to speak, to sit on his hands, because you can point to areas of the economy where we definitely are slowing. The government shutdown, he doesn't think is going to have a massive impact. If we did another one, he said they would. So, so this is just it. We are slowing down, but I believe as this guy, the J.P. Morgan's co-president, believes, hey, more market meltdowns like December are going to happen throughout 2019. Mike Wilson, chief equity strategist at Morgan Stanley and the chief investment officer, said, get off this January bull. Here comes February. Okay. So I believe in these guys. I'm going, and I briefed you fourth quarter, there was a mad dash for cash. A lot of folks moved into cash. I also said earlier in the week, if we hold above this 50-day moving average this week, that is a bullish signal. And I also briefed that this is no man's land. Markets don't like hanging in between moving averages. They act as a magnet. You see this through the 50-day, stayed at it. Whoa! Next stop or resistance is up there at 2741. Okay? I'm going to tell you again, ladies and gentlemen, what happens in one day. It's February. Nobody likes February. Football ends, everything, it's miserable. Valentine's Day, anniversary. We're going to give some of this back. I'm going to keep my hedges on, my treads on, the SDS and VXX. And remember, if you put that on and you have a smaller portfolio, you didn't listen to me. I said that over and over again, and I said it on Mondays. If you didn't watch Monday's brief, you have the one that I said is a must watch. You didn't watch it. If you're losing money on a hedge and you're upset about it, you have no idea what you're doing. Visa. It was everywhere we wanted it to be. Had a nice pop after hours, and then given a little bit of that back. Facebook we'll talk about in a couple seconds here. And here's what I'm going to say about see, Tesla earnings miss. CFO exit sinks Tesla stock. I'm not going to dance on that dude's grave. I've been doing it for a year. These earnings climbed 20%. And revenue rose 13%. This is an absolute yes, and it's been kind of sideways money for a little bit. We have got to get back into our trading our spreads on Visa. Nice pop after hours, giving a little bit of it back, but I don't see why. That was a blowout earnings report on Visa. Yeah, it's kind of been, muddying around recently. We're going to take a look at a bullish spread here on Visa. But this is a yes. Once you get on board and become a member, in a couple weeks, I'm going to give us a Jan 21 brief, meaning these are the 7-8 longs I would be in out to January of 2021. This is one of them. Put it down on a yellow sticky yes to Visa, a Jan 21 long call diagonal or synthetic stock. And I'm going to teach you how to do both of those tactics. But let me talk about Facebook real quick. It's gotten to the point now where people say they care about all this legal stuff and all these issues, but their actions show they don't. So it's funny. And Jeffrey Gundlach, massive short position in Facebook. He said the same thing. He's like, I get that, but the chickens are going to come home to roost. It was an interesting earnings call. So. Yeah, Tim, that's not that big of a story on Visa. The forward slowing on collections. That's why it's down a little bit, but I'd stay bullish on that. Sell some front month upside calls, So, but yeah, it's interesting that there's still not a lot of Facebook bulls running around out there saying ring the bell. But obviously in after hours action and a little bit today, it's getting a pop. I mean, if it's pop, this is why I don't trade earnings, guys. I thought I was wrong. about Facebook earnings. I thought my guy Paul bought some Facebook puts today. I'm sticking with Jeffrey Gunlock and me that the roaches in this kitchen or the chickens will come home to roost again with Facebook. It seems to happen like every 6 months. Oh no, rally on! The fangs are back. Fang implosion. Now, obviously, all eyes are on what today? Amazon, the Death Star. We're going to see after the close what the Death Star does. Deb, I got your email. Hopefully you got my response. I would absolutely be looking to get into Amazon. This is a $3,000 stock by next October. Easily. Just, the guy's never going to split his stock like Berkshire Hathaway. This is a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 stock when my son takes over Top Gun Options. So, all right. Let's go ahead and, all right. So we covered everybody. Let me annotate that. Let's get out of, let me make an update here. So I would close this trade, guys, the EWZ bull put spread from last week. Everybody doing that? Angie, I can't read the hieroglyphics there. Angie, remember, what did I say about VXX the other day? I said it's a trudge. If you placed it as a trade and it's losing money, you did it the wrong way, right? And Facebook, I said those were disaster puts, right? If that's the one you're talking about. So let's do this. So, Angie, are you not in EWZ? Are you not in CME? There's a bunch of other trades. Are you in any of those? So let's go. What's this? 131. Update. Close. And MGM. Angie, are you in MGM? We have a couple bull put spreads on MGM that are looking great. Looked at legging into an iron condor. So and Angie, we talked last week about SDS. SDS was an absolute hedge last week. And I didn't see you in Monday's brief, Angie. This entire brief, you have to feel special. This entire brief on Monday is for you, which tells me you haven't watched this one. You have got to watch this because I spent about 45 minutes going through a hedge, a trudge, and a trade, and different account portfolio sizes. So I didn't see you in there on Monday. This entire Monday brief is dedicated to you. I strongly recommend that you watch this because I did not see you in there. And the fact that you're asking those questions tell me that you didn't watch it. Guys, you got to watch the replay, man. I go through my, I bust my rear end to do this stuff. So, hey, John. John's over in Scotland. Dr. Kane. He is from Edlesbury, where Braveheart is. All right, let me finish this. Update: close EWZ bull put spread for 1920 / what's that? 80. It was an 86% profit in 1 week. Really good looking trade, like that one. Okay. And then we might even get out of the MGM bull put spread that we talked about yesterday and get into a new one. Rob, best brief ever. Yep, thank you. Let me take a look at what MGM is doing because I might get out of the very profitable side of the iron condor. Here, I'm going to show you how you manage iron condors here, folks. All right, so where is it? What did we cover yesterday? Or no, that was AR. I'm in the wrong damn stuff. Duh. How many of you got filled on MGM or at least did the Iron Condor? Good. Okay. Well, let's take a look at, I mean, that was yesterday's. Let's take a look at the existing bull put spread down here. The 27, 26 and a half out the next Friday. I think we're going to close this one too. Okay. So here we go. So yesterday we covered this one that I said it would hold. Well, nice pop. What happened to win numbers yesterday? We had a super 27, 26 and a half. Let's throw this on and see where we are. Let's pull up MGM. The Feb 8, 27, 26 and a half. Wow, 2 cents, man. Yep, let's get out of this one too. So mid-market right now is 2 cents. We look to get 14. So 12 times 160. You ready? 12 times 160 contracts equals, there you go. There's another 1920. 1920 times 2 equals. So there you go. There's over $3,800 in 2 trades. Bullish on MGM and bullish on Brazil. Okay, so I would close this bull put spread, and let's take a look at another one to stay into the Iron Condor. So I close this one, guys, for another, what was the max profit on this one? 20, yeah, about the same percentage as the other one. Yeah, exact, 86%. Love it. So there's a full throttle annual max membership and some change, and about $1,000 and change. No, more than that. All right, let's go update. Hang on, I will. I will put on a new bull put spread to stay in the Iron Condor, but I'm closing this one. Whenever my spreads hit, let me say it again, our SOP is 789, so 131, update, close, MGM, 20, what was it, 27, forgot the strike in, 27, 26 and a half. For 2 cents if you can get it. 27, 26 and a half, bull, put, spread, and that's the Feb 8 one for a 2 cent debit. And that's a 1920, 86% profit. Again, nice looking trade. Very happy with that one. Let me save that. But yeah, to stay in the eye, let me go back. We'll take a look at MGM, what it's doing today. Very nice move today. Angela, please do me a favor and watch the Monday brief. Watch the Monday brief. This one that says a must-watch brief. It will answer all of your questions. All right. So let's go. So Angela, did you have on the MGM? Did you have on the EWZ? Do you have on CME? Do you have any of those on? How's CME doing today? So we have a CME Iron Condor that's going right down the fairway, looking to expire for what, about a $6,500 profit. Angie, did you have EWZ, MGM, or EWZ on? What about CME and MGM? So, folks, picking out a random losing trade just doesn't work for me. If you're going to be it's a portfolio, folks. So if you're going to put on like one trade and it's one of the ones that doesn't work out, we can't do anything for you. Let's go back to MGM though, because so yesterday we covered an Iron Condor, really nice pop today. Let's take a look at what the Iron Condor strikes are. Sam, I already covered that. Sam, I can tell you showed up late again. So here's the Iron Condor from Accelerated Retirement. All right. MGM, here we go. All right, so we looked at a bear call spread yesterday, right here, the 29.5, 30. Now, if you didn't get filled on that, with today's little bit of a pop, maybe you go up about 50 cents, right? Maybe you give, since it is up, 1.5% today, nice little pop on earnings, win earnings. So, but I like this kind of resistance right here. What's that, about 28 and a half-ish. So let's go out to, let's make sure I got my expirations right. So this was the resulting iron condor, right? So let's go ahead and let's do, it's 160 contracts, 28 and a half, 28. Let's start with that. 160. So yeah, so guys, this is analyze your trade, and we also call it the debrief. So we kind of cover a bunch of different positions. So yes, this would be a bull put spread as part of the iron condor that we have on, right? So this is, let me just talk through it. I'm looking to sell 160 of the February 8th, that's next Friday's 28 and a half puts. Okay. That's me saying, hey, by next Friday, I don't think MGM's trading below 28 and a half. Okay. That's a week before earnings. Wynn just had some good earnings yesterday. MGM's getting a nice brotherly, sisterly pop out of that. In case I'm wrong and MGM implodes going into earnings, 28 and a half, 28. So we're long with these puts below 28. This is called a credit spread, but more importantly to me, it's called a bull put spread. I'm bullish on MGM. I'm using puts, and it's a spread. Bull put spread. Let me go ahead and grab a screenshot of this. So I'll try and let's look to maybe get a fill 11 cents plus or minus a penny. I'd probably stay pretty tight. I'd go as low as 10 cents and maybe up to about 12. Desktop MGM 131. Okay. Now let me take a look at the metrics. Let's take a look at the metrics. K3, do you ever close a leg on a condor and rewrite the purchase leg to make a butterfly? Not really. No. You can. It's a viable tactic. I just don't. That's not the way I trade. So look at this. Wiz, you're nuts, man. You're risking $6,200. I would not do this trade solo. I would not do this just as a standalone bull put spread. I would only do this trade as part of the iron condor that we covered yesterday. Okay? Because if you're sitting here going, man, $6,200 in risk, it's not $6,200 in risk. Remember? Had a nice long discussion on the iron condor yesterday, right? Take a look at yesterday's bear call spread. The 29.5 30, risking, if you just did that bear call spread, you're risking 56 to make 24. Well, if you put the other leg to the iron condor on, you ready? So there's an iron condor, all four legs. It ain't $5,600 in risk, folks. It's actually less risk because you can't lose on both sides of an iron condor. It can't happen, right? Only one of these, quote unquote, could be in danger. And of course, we want it to, I don't care if it splits the uprights. I don't care if it shanks left, shanks right, as long as it stays, as long as it, Chicago Bears, right off the upright, as long as it goes in. So this trade I am talking about right now is the new bull put spread since we just closed out the other bull put spread for a nice 86%, $1,900 profit. MGM. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to text this out to you all. Or to my members. So let me grab this as a text. Yep, I'll leave this up on the screen so you guys can work it. Let me go over here and I'm going to blast this out via text. And as I'm doing this, that's what I'm going to remind people of is that we send out a text alert if you can't be here. We send out an email as well. And then you're going to get the replay once I get done with the webinar, and it is done rendering. Okay. All right. So let me do this. Talks amongst yourselves. Let me grab my checklist to send out a text alert, and then we'll get going. Take a look at maybe one more trade, and then we got to wrap up. Like I said, I have some coaching sessions this afternoon I got to get ready for, and I was being facetious, Harry. Talks amongst yourselves, meaning maybe just talk to yourself. Remember, folks, we're in go to webinar right now, which you guys can't see each other's chat. When you become a member, we're in go to whatchamacallit, training. Okay, SMS broadcasts. All right. Let me go over to edit. We are in Analyze Your Trade and Debrief right here, SMS and email. All right. New. Let's go. MGM bull put spread. Let me paste this in there. Plus or minus a penny. Remember, I double the credit that I take in as my potential eject point. So maybe eject if this trade's going against us at 22 cents. We always know when we're getting out of a trade before we get into it. We're going to think about getting out of it if it's at 22 cents, and we're also going to think about getting out of it if it's up 70, 80, 90%, right? 7, 8, 9. That's our rules. Oops. We're going to buy the 28 puts. We're going to sell the 28 and a halves. All right. What's the expiration? It's the Feb 8, just like the other one. Feb 8 expiry. 160 contracts. Again, that's me. That's based on not wanting to risk more than $5,000 on any one trade. But again, this is risking more than $5,000, but it is part of an iron condor. So it's really not risking $5,000. It's only risking about $4,000-ish doing mental math here. Okay. Let me breadcrumb back to here. I mean, I can show you what I'm doing if you guys are that bored. James, that's for front month spreads. That is not for Jan 21s. No. Different discussion. We'll talk about that during training. I have different SOPs for different types of tactics, right? And, so debit spreads, all sorts of that. Okay, so here we go. Details. Analyze your trade. New MGM bull put spread. Let me put in paste the text. So in this email, you also get a copy of the text that went out, just in case you didn't get that. Let me put a new image in here. Let's put a new one in. Yep, I'll talk about that in a couple minutes, man. Let me get this email and text alert out. That's for all our squadron mates who aren't in here live. We got to get them the same intel that we're getting. So, yep, absolutely. Yeah, the Fed. You can't fight the Fed. 2 months ago, the dude sounded like a hawk. Now he sounds literally like a dove, just sitting there cooing in his nest. I mean, God bless him. Rally on, man. As an options trader, folks, we can change our strategic mindset in the blink of an eye. I mean, that's what you can do. All right, so paste it in the email. Upload images. Let's go back to here. Go back to here, SMS broadcasts. Let's hit publish. Yep, give me a minute, guys. I'll answer questions here in a couple minutes. Analyze your trade and debrief every Thursday at 1. It's usually only an hour session right there. Okay, so let's go to campaign. Logo, CRM, contacts. We're going to analyze your trade. I'm going to send this out to all you guys that are in here. Save searches. Oops. Analyze your trade is right there. Let me select all the members. How many members do we have in Analyze Your Trade? Let me see. Hurry up, man. Rick, if 477. Yeah, if you don't like, click, actions, apply, remove tag, select the group, analyze your trade and debrief, save, process. All right. As that's starting to fire, I will answer some of these questions. Yeah, Harry, you got to, I mean, I changed, that's 789, 89%. That's for a front month spread, credit spread. If we're seeing, and that's outside of a week. If I'm seeing a 50% gain on something in a day, my 1 day SOP says if you make 50% on anything in a day, you close it, right? Bob, the current bear call spread that we covered yesterday in MGM is a hold. And if you wanted to put on a different one today, if you didn't get filled on that one, I'd probably go up 50 cents from the strikes yesterday. Does that make sense? What short call, JW? Well, we can't do the same short call that we have maybe around the 30. I'd do the 30 for a front month upside short call. Let me scroll up here and try and see the questions. Okay, got that one. FIROC changes the market. You got it, Eli. Rick, this, that, sure do. Thanks. Okay. All right. All right, let me go over to, let me make sure that's firing here. Yep, action was successful. It's starting to fire there. All right, good. All right, let me, good. All right, it's firing. I love missed calls from scam likely. If it's a scam likely, why even? Yep, I got my text alert. All right, so did that one. Let me cover the VXX from earlier in the week, guys. Remember, man, this is a set it and forget it, right? VXX Bravo. So VXX went away. So as I said, when we put this on, I'll close out with CSX. We're not going to have time for new Iron Condor. So putting on. Getting long volatility on Tuesday, folks, I described it as what? And it's got some time to work. It's got until next Friday, folks. This is a very, very tactical market. I don't know what this dude's going to say. I don't even think he knows what he's going to say from 1 minute to the next, right? We got a lot going on in this market. We got Amazon earnings after the close. I think they're going to be disgusting. But hell, I was wrong on Facebook's earnings. I thought they'd be bad, and they were phenomenal. I am exhibit A of do not trade earnings, guys. If I've been right on earnings before and wrong and lost money based on how the stock reacts. So grab some popcorn and sit on your hands. So VXX. The reason I put this on, ladies and gentlemen, as especially based on Goldman Sachs report on Monday that said vol is incredibly cheap right now. When vol is cheap, look at this, right here, here, and here. Write this down, folks. If you've never heard this before, it means you're a new member or you've never listened. When vol is cheap, when volatility is cheap, you buy it. When volatility is expensive, you sell it, right? So, or today, or tomorrow. I'm sorry. Listen to me, guys. When I say set it and forget it with these volatility, you should not be putting these on as trades. If you wanted to make money on VXXB this week, you were hoping that either the market was going to go down or volatility was going to explode. When there is uncertainty, that's when I put these trades on, folks. I had no idea what Jerome Powell was going to say. I had no idea how Facebook was going to do or Apple. Remember, what did I say I wanted to happen? I said I wouldn't mind losing money on something like that because that means the market went up. And we have a lot of Jan 21s that love going up. CME, Amazon, Raytheon, MGM, Visa, ExxonMobil, which is a hold in the background for me. So, we want the markets to go up, right? But, and Marcia, that's exactly right. Do you know how many times on a Thursday people have been like, oh man, that VXX trade's moving against me? I'm like, first of all, why'd you put it on? Second of all, between me talking right now and the closing bell tomorrow, the world could end. I remember being in a long volatility trade on a Thursday in a brief, and people are like, oh man. I'm like, what do you mean, oh man? Something could happen tomorrow. The next morning, it was the morning Donald Trump was like blasting Erdogan from Turkey, and we're gonna pound his market and put him out of business, and he shouldn't even be in NATO. The market went down like 800 points, and the VIX went through the roof. Trade went from being like a $2,000 loser to max profit in hours, folks. That's why we put that on. Does everybody understand? Exactly. Tamara James Comey last year. It was a Thursday. People are like, oh man, come on. Why did this trade sucks? I'm like, it's Thursday. Breaking news. Jim Comey leaked to the New York Times and the president should be impeached. Market went full freak mode. So if you're putting these on and you didn't listen to me as I described them as the T word, a trudge, then yeah, it must be frustrating, but it's also frustrating to me because you're not listening. When it says this is a must-watch brief, it means it's a must-watch brief. So anyway, Sam, it's on the web page, man. Sam, go to the member page from yesterday. Member content. Yesterday was accelerated retirement. The MGM trade is on the page, man. You don't need me to show it to you. This is the MGM trade from yesterday. Do you know how to navigate to the member page? It's right there. Yeah, guys, it's one of my favorite problem children. Bill, that's another good one right there. I remember being in a Google Iron Condor, going to the gym at like 4:02 after the close, getting on the treadmill and at like 4:10. Breaking news: Google changes its name to Alphabet. The stock's up 5% after hours. You know what I did? I laughed. Dude, you lost $5,000. Yeah. If I had known Google was changing its name, first of all, I thought if I knew that, I would think the stock would go down. But if I'd known that and placed a trade on it, it's insider trading and you go Martha Stewart. So kind of like yesterday, if you can do all the planning, all the planning and look at all your intelligence assets and a trade goes against you, you have to shake those off, folks, and go, I did my best. If you don't look at everything, if you don't have a trade plan, if you don't do your best and you get shot down, you deserve it. We have a little bit of dark, I'm not going to say humor, but we're kind of dark in the squadron. If a dude gets smoked because of something that he or she could have prevented, we still toast him at the O Club or pray at the ceremony, but underneath whispers to each other, they deserved it. Now, if one of my buddies gets killed because of something mechanical, something that they could not have predicted, that's different, man. So that's what I want to teach you here at TGO. I ain't fishing, throwing out trades all over the place. We do our intel. We use our checklist. We put eject points in. We take a look at everything in totality, man. So if something does move against us, I mean, betting that this market, which has seen a hyperbolic move, was going to go even higher, that ain't me. What did I say earlier in this week? I said, I don't mind missing like a little bit of a rally to see confirmation, man. How many of you have gotten right in at a point like this right here in the past, and then all of a sudden we're back down here again? I know everybody in this room have done that, right? So the bullet, it wasn't bearish, it's a bullish trap. Thanks, JG. I had my wrong word in there. So, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes, guys, right? So, does that make sense? Do I have a course on listening? Sam, we are in VXXB trade and not VXX. Got it. Okay. Remember that guy, William Hung, on American Idol? That's funny, Ed. Ed said, remember that guy? I did my best. I have no regrets. So, folks, if you get into a trade and you busted your rear end to do your checklist, to look at everything at it, and it moves against you, why are you frustrated, man? That makes no sense. If you get into a trade and it moves against you and you have no idea why you're in it, you didn't really know what your profit target was or how much the max loss was, I'm going to enjoy watching you crash because you're stupid. Trading and life is a self-cleaning oven. If you don't have a plan, you don't stick to it and execute it, you're going to have problems. When you become a member in our Full Throttle, the new live sessions coming up in a couple weeks, we're going to go through our 7-step trade plan in detail. All of my coaching clients, where is your trade plan? What are your commit criteria? Why are you committing capital to this trade? Give me 3 to 5 sentences, baby. Go. This is the discipline and the risk management that you get superior execution. Do not come on board Top Gun Options and start launching airplanes just because I'm launching airplanes. Right? I know, Greg. I'm getting very, very close to doing that. So anyway, self-cleaning oven, meaning if you're the market cleans itself, meaning if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to Nanda, we don't have a 6-month membership. We have a quarterly. Hang on, if you're interested in a quarterly membership, let me find that link. And then we got 4 minutes left, guys. And then I gotta get going because I have some coaching with Asa. Was it a quarterly? Quarterly. Let me find that. Would you be interested in quarterly? How do you spell quarterly? Q. Yeah, there you go. Duh. So we don't do 6 months. We either got annual, quarterly, or month to month. We will fell like in German camps to be Y member. We will fell like in German camps to be Y member. I have no idea what that means, Angela. Let me find the quarterly link for whoever just asked for that. Go. And then let me put this page up here, guys. I don't know how many we have right now. There's some buzzing of my phone during this brief. Yeah, I don't know how to spell quarterly. Is it Q or a G, right? All right. Let me grab this real quick to the quarterly. So we have annual, quarterly, and monthly. Thank you, Tamara. Hang on a second. This is order. Is it this one? I'll find you the link. Yeah, here it is. Finally, got it. Get FT quarterly. That's what it was. That was stupid. All right, so here we go. Here is if you're interested in quarterly, obviously that's a discount too. Let me put this in the chat box for whoever asked about that. So no 6-month memberships. It's just it's really not too many people ask for a quarterly. So who asked for that? And I'm going to send you that link. So look in the chat box, folks. If you're into Nanda, here's the link for a quarterly membership. Like I said, we don't do 6 months, and everything's on here. Okay. Let me make sure this is. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, click on it, and it takes you to the quarterly prices here. $5.95, $6.95, $7.95. Okay. All right. Final trade questions, concerns. Oh, by the ways, like I said, once we get airborne, we're going to go. Nanda, go right here to like the shopping cart. That's where the quarterly rates are. Okay. Sam, you didn't watch the replay from yesterday. Talked about MGM for about 45 minutes. You're going to have to watch yesterday's replay. Okay, everybody's helping me spell quarterly. Thanks, guys. Harry, I got my text. There you go, guys. See, there's my text. When did I get it? 4 minutes ago. So it fired. There you go. Got my text right on time, and got my email. See, there you go, guys. There's the email sitting right there. So not only did I get a text alert, I got my email alert. Everything is looking good. Okay. Yep. I'm with you. I am absolutely with you, man. Okay, guys. So here we go. Like I said, Fridays we don't do any trade briefs because I usually do a full day of coaching. I have a lot of coaching clients that I do one-on-one with. If you're interested in coaching, you can always give us a call or shoot us an email, and I can explain the coaching here. If you have any questions, concerns, oh, by the way, smart remarks, you can give us a call here. That's our phone number, 754-300-1084. And then if you have any questions about anything, you can shoot us an email to support. If you are interested in coaching, don't have that much additional bandwidth. Got rid of 2 coaching clients who don't listen. So can't help people who don't want to be helped or just can't hang. All right. Had a great time this week. We talked about Tredge. We talked about a hedge. We talked about trades. We looked at a couple nice trades. We got CME Group, which is going down range, which is looking really, really nice. FXI is a miss for me. This thing's just, you can't keep. So now this thing is officially on a tear. What's our SOP say? When something gets on a tear, you get out of the way. So now it's here's what, you ready for this? And if you join, you're going to find out what we're doing next week. And this is going to shock you with 1 minute. I'm going over by 1 minute. We're getting ready to get long China. Whoa, what are you talking about, dude? Their economy is imploding, this and that. We are getting ready to get long China. We're going to get long FXI next week. Oh, their economy sucks. Hey, folks, the way a stock market reacts and the way the economy is could not be. Look at it, the economy under Barack Hussein Obama and GDP growth, and look at what the market did. So remember, they're disconnected. Okay. Sandra, I haven't heard you talk about smaller accounts. Then you didn't watch. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this today, guys. Sandra, I talked about smaller accounts, medium accounts. You see, does everybody see the words must watch brief? Does anybody know what those words mean? Ladies and gentlemen, watch the must watch brief. I spend an hour talking about what defines a small account, a medium account, and a large account, and whether I would hedge in each one of those and how I would, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, watch the this is going to be the last time I say it. Watch the must watch brief. About 90% of the questions that I'm seeing are already covered in something that I did, guys. So please do me. One of the things that makes a good options trader, man, is being disciplined, being able to stick to a checklist and paying attention. So, yeah, at K3, I'm going to, yeah, it's simple. Wiz will not answer any questions from you until you watch the must-watch brief. Well, at this point, guys, it's academic because we're done. We're done with our full throttle stuff. Once we take the green buy buttons off the replay page, you can watch the I'll keep the replays up, folks. But once we get our 50, we're going to take take that down. So, all right. Sandra, if I did say I was going to cover it later, I meant I already covered it. Then I misspoke, and I apologize. It is in the must-watch brief. I talk about small, medium, and large accounts and whether I would hedge or not, okay? So if you're putting on SDS trades and not knowing why you did it, it's covered in that one. So, Sandra, I apologize if I said I'd cover it later. I think I kind of meant I'm going to cover later where you can watch it. So, all right, guys, I had a great time. Very interesting week. The Fed has more or less surrendered. Up until yesterday, I thought that he might kind of still maybe be serious. We're done. The Fed's done. I have zero credibility in him. We go higher. And then when Trump gets a trade deal, because he's desperate, we're going even higher since, okay? So, Harry, you even convinced me to watch it for a third time. Harry, watch the must-watch brief for the fourth time. This is a good one. So, all right, folks, I had a good time. Great time this week. We are one of the only financial training firms in the industry that opens up the doors to a regular trading session. Doesn't hit you with 90 PowerPoint slides. I did that on the first day, and that was about 20 PowerPoint slides. That ain't me. I like you getting in here, watching flight operations and seeing what we do. And it should sell itself. I shouldn't have to sit here and marketing and pull a rabbit out of my hat. It speaks for itself. We saw what? Nearly $3,000 in EWZ and MGM closed trades and looking good. So it is, John. I agree with you. It's a bold trap. I mean, this is, be cautious. Let me summarize by this. You have to trade the market you have, not the one you want. If we get pulled up to this 50-day, I know, man, out here, what have I said a couple of times today? This is February, man. February usually is a nightmare. So I would absolutely be cautious, have one hand on the ejection handle, and be ready to go at a moment's notice. You bet, Sandra, you too as well. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. I got to head up to Boca and then get ready for some coaching sessions in a little bit. I'm going to get the replay posted as soon as I can. It should be rendering when I'm in the car, head north to God's waiting room. But welcome aboard to all of our new members. Pretty sure we got pretty damn close to filling it up because unless that's other people texting me, those are people buying. So, all right, folks, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge and make sure you watch the replay here in about an hour when I post it on this page, which will be coming down soon. So have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge and God bless. I'll see you guys later.